people. I am Tim Marković, senior software engineer at Kiwi, and I'll be talking about connecting hundreds today. It's a pretty abstract name, it's a pretty abstract concept, because I wanted this presentation to be in part about the technical side and in part about our philosophy as a company of connecting things, of setting up your travel so you have the least hassle, bringing you to your destination and making the best user experience, as my colleague has said, possible. I also apologize for the horrendous color. The projector is a little bit weird, and these are our new colors, so I'm just adhering to what UX has mandated. Overview, I'm from the backend team, specifically the booking team. We have multiple backend teams, booking is one of them, and we are in charge of, once the customer has accepted the search, has decided, I like this itinerary, I like this trip, let's book it. And from that point onwards, we take over. We take over for the booking process, and after that for the management of your booking, for extending your bag allowance, for adding extra passengers, things like that. How do we do all this? We do all this by cooperating with a mass of our teams, from automation to analytics to different front ends, and we try to coordinate the engineering picture of the whole company. The problems we meet during this are mostly the problems of growing pains and scale and scope. Kiwi.com started as a startup, and we've grown a lot. We've really spread around, we've swallowed several markets, and right now we are bigger than ever before, and hopefully we will keep growing. And that brings with itself a bigger scope, a bigger scale, new business verticals. And in backend team, we try to connect what we have gathered through our automation, what we can automate, with what we offer on the front ends and what we offer through our partners. We don't have a unified standard. Airlines don't all work with the same standards. They don't all follow the same rules, and that's a big problem for us. We have to figure out how to connect GDS with low-cost airlines and how to make all these things work together, how to make a streamlined experience. Our environment changes all the time. Our strategy changes. We have to adapt to new airlines, to new offers, to new business verticals. Pretty much, it's a very fluid field. And it's all growing pains. As we are extending over, we have to accept these markets and keep growing. The biggest challenges in resolving these problems are the speed of delivery. We have to keep on to the demands that can change daily or even weekly. A simple example would be the Ryanair policy that was announced recently. They gave us less than a month to adapt to their, well, less than 2 months, but less than a month to the deadline to adapt to their new baggage policy of not being able to bring cabin bags, which was something that was just the standard in traveling. Now we had to add a new method of integrating priority with baggage and having it all fit together with the other airlines we support. We cannot have downtime, we cannot have upgrades that take our service down. We take dozens of bookings a minute, we take thousands daily. We pretty much move a whole little city through the globe every single day. Downtime is not acceptable, and any downtime makes our customers unhappy, makes us lose business, and just is bad. We just work on making travel better in any regard. The assets, what do we do? What do we have to make our, at least backend, work easier and to make it all work? We have great tooling in big part thanks to our platform team. We have the continuous integration of software, so it's a one click to release something, it's one click to roll it back. We try to have our source under complete control tests, find all the obvious mistakes, so people have to focus on thinking less than writing code, on finding solutions less than finding bugs. We do process, but we try to keep it in good measure. We're trying not to be too corporate, we're trying to have fair coding practices, we try to do peer review, we check out things properly, but we try to not overgrow, to not become this corporate behemoth that requires weeks to get a single release going. And we have safety nets for our developers. We do not do blaming. Our environment is completely blameless. You can take down the whole server for a couple of hours. If it was a fair, non-malicious mistake, you're not going to be held responsible. You're going to improve yourself, improve our product, and improve your skills. Blame is just not constructive forever. We know that failures happen, and we have a whole department of customer support. We have different departments that help you, that control the process, and we help it. We help you as much as possible to help us. And for example, my work, I'm commonly known as the bag man, as I mostly work with baggage and making all the airline baggages work together in our system. Just this example requires at least 3 different departments to cooperate on a single request. We require the search to sync with what we have on the booking. We require automation to gather the information about the bags, about what airlines offer, and we have to intersect it all. We try to cut out the confusion from airlines, especially the low-cost ones, which offer you these complicated texts that describe a simple fact. Either you can take a bag with you or you cannot. And if you cannot, you have to pay this much for it. We try to make it super simple. They're not always making it easy. It's all pretty precise, except when it's not. When airlines change things suddenly, when data is not correct, when some processes changed, we have to handle it somehow and fail soft. So we do not ruin the experience for the customer. The worst case scenario is for a customer to come to the airport and find out he cannot bring any of his 3 luggages that he brought with himself. And we work on visible impact, which is customer satisfaction. We try to follow up to see how our customer support numbers are going. Currently, the bag projects are reducing numbers of rejections. People more often book things when they know that their numbers are correct. And the customer support volumes are going down, seeing that the data we're trying to provide is much more correct than before, and the system is improving slowly, little by little, but it's getting there. And that would be my experience working for Kiwi as a backend engineer. And any questions? Sure.
How the cooperation between 3 departments go? How do you enjoy it?
It's pretty good. At Kiwi, we try not to be too corporate. We try not to have these barriers that you have to go through 3 managers to reach a colleague. It's pretty often just me sending a message to somebody from automation to pop by, or dropping down for a drink with the search team, and then we discuss what needs to be done. Mm-hmm. Pretty much all of it fits into place with minimum overhead.
Nice.
Any other questions?
Do you have some agreements with different agencies that if they want to change something, they will let you know in advance so you can just...
Depends on the airline, depends on the agency. Sometimes we cooperate closely, sometimes less so. Sometimes we're just another part of their service that consumes their API, and then we have to expect changes on our own. Anyways, I'll be around for the networking phase, so feel free to ask any questions and enjoy.